Oh, hey! I didn't see you arrive. How long have you been here? Oh, you just got here. Okay, so welcome, and what I'm going to do in this video is I've made some music and I'm going to show you how I have constructed it. So I'm going to start off by just putting some beats and stuff, kicks and snares into the playlist, and yeah, just going to get straight to it. So the first thing I'm going to add is this kick. Kick, drum, right here. I usually like to have the bass right at the top, followed by the kick, then the snare, then the hats, etc. And then, you know, the synth will be underneath that and like that. I don't know why, but that's how it goes. Those are my flows. So I'm going to put that there, and then let's select this area and just play that back. Keep it playing. Something like this. Plain and simple, straightforward. And then I'm going to put a snare underneath it. There we go, simple, straightforward, no messing around. What else can we add? Okay, so what else I'm going to add to this is a synth, and this right here is the piano roll for the synth, and that is the synth. So I'm just going to put this right there, and I'm going to double the kicks and the snares. Okay, so so far so good. Plain and simple. Like I've said 3 times already. What else? Did somebody say add some spaghetti? Or did somebody say add some bass? Play. And you see how I've put the bass down here? Whereas before I said I usually put the bass at the top. Well, how about that? Unpredictable sometimes. Next, we will have something else. Right, the something else is going to be a slightly lengthened synth. So you see how short this is? What I'm going to do is lengthen this. These two. So this right here can be a bit of an intro. Eventually I'll be adding like a sort of a, what do you call them? A bit of a rise, a bit of a sort of like a whoosh, whoosh, and then the bass will kick in and the synth will be a little longer. So I'm going to erase those and lengthen the synth. Okay, so here we have the synth, and select all and make it a little longer. Like so. And then I'm going to put one down here. And then they go over here. And now we have this. Okay, so next on the list, I'm gonna double this. So Control and B, and there we go. Okay, so I think it's time to add some hats. And these are the hats. So I'm just going to go like this. That sounds good enough. Control and B. Do that again. Move it across. Maybe I'll add another one and change it slightly. Okay, so here we have another one. And this is what the hats sound like. I'm just going to double them. And play. Okay, so the hats have been added, and let's add something else. You know how it goes. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is just adding things until it sounds the way I like it. And then I'll sort of work on the levels, do a bit of mixing, and then sort of master it. And yeah. Okay, so next thing I'm going to add this. So you see this one here is a snare, and that snare is different to this snare. So I'm adding that snare there, and then I'm going to change the kick. Or maybe I'll keep the kick the same, just make a bit of a variation to it. So here we are, we have a pink kick. So this is going to be the breakdown sort of thing. So it's going to go from this to a bit of a breakdown. And then what I'll do is just double these, duplicate, we'll make that a short breakdown, and just add something to this as well. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on this breakdown area, and here what I'm going to do is add some hats. And we have the piano roll for the hats. And I'm going to select the paint tool. It's usually the pencil tool which is selected, but I'm going to select the paint tool and then just drag that across. Go to this little spanner tool, and then there is it's Alt and U. Alt and U. So Alt and U, you can chop up these hats. So this is what the hats sound like right now. Select a few of these. 8. I can just press Alt and U, and then I can change the time on those. So accept, select, Alt U, accept. Something like this, yeah? So I'm just going to do the same to that. Bring that back. Don't know why I went over there. And yeah. Okay, so I'll change the hats slightly. I'm going to put them there. And this is what they sound like. Let's just rewind a little bit. So you see this bass that I've added over here. What I'm going to do is copy that to this side and then make it unique. Double click it. That brings up the piano roll over here. And then what I'm going to do is Control and down arrow. And that lowers it an octave. And this is what this sounds like now. If you have a sub, you will be able to hear that. Okay, so now I've done that, what I'm going to do is, so I don't get confused between these two basses, I'm going to double click this and then middle click on this pattern name. That brings up this, and then I'm going to customize the color. I'm going to change the color from yellow to orange. And also I've changed the name to bass low, and this is bass high. Now I'm going to copy this across here. I'm going to keep that the same. By the way, I'm going to add some effects to that synth. The effects and things I've not started yet. That'll come afterwards. That's not normally how I work. I usually add effects and things as I go along, but if you want to hear what it actually sounds like, then head to my SoundCloud. The song should be there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, you see all this section right here? I'm going to bring that across again. But this time we're going to be adding something else to this. So I've got another synth I'm going to add to it. Okay, so the synth I'm going to add is going to go at the bottom here, and I'm just going to record that in. So I'm going to start this now, and no countdowns. So press play and then record, and then So you get the point. I didn't need to do all of those, just needed to do one of them because it's the same thing repeated. Okay, so what I've done is polished it up a little bit and made a couple of changes. So this is what it sounds like. Still more or less the same. So the next thing I'm going to add, the whoosh, the rise. This, see that there? That thing? That. So I'm going to add these here and there. And I think that is sort of the basics of this channel, of this track. There's not much else to it, to be honest. I've got some vocals as well that I'm going to add. The guy sounds a little like Steve-O. I might play around with those vocals, see what I can do with them. Yeah, that's about it really. This track has already been made, by the way, so check it out if you want. The vocals I might add to it. Kind of sounds weird saying I might add vocals to it when I'm not sure exactly what I've done. So yeah, if you want to check this track out, check it out. If not, never mind. And I think I'm going to start working on a next track right now.